there is a lot to talk about with regard to the financial stress story across Australia, especially now. So I want to try and talk about some of those issues and specifically try and work out what really is going on. And very importantly, where is financial stress lurking across the country? Now, of course, we had a couple of rate cuts, and the expectation from some is that the rate cuts will continue. Well, maybe not so fast on that, depending on what's going to happen. So I'm going to do this in sort of three segments. The first segment is I'm going to talk about some of the broader news, thanks to Cookie Boy, who's been supplying me with some very nice clips that I want to go through. Then I'm going to look specifically at some of my analysis from the modeling, and particularly looking at the mortgage stress, rental stress, financial stress. Look at that in the context of the mapping. And then thirdly, if you'd like to go into specific postcodes, I've had one request already, we can look at the data down at the postcode level as well and do some comparative analysis postcode to postcode. So that's the plan for this evening. Let's get going because there's a lot to talk about. This is the starting point, of course, the financial review, world markets on war alert. And that, of course, is the big news at the moment. The next one is just the comments here. So the RBA suggesting the oil price might be a concern. Now, I find that quite interesting because, of course, if you look comparatively, and this is the oil price, this is the WTI at 71.20 at the moment. Just to be clear, 71.20 is not dramatically high. And we had it going up to 120 briefly back in 2022-23. But, are people overreacting to a small move in the oil price? Possibly so. It's difficult to be absolutely clear about it, but certainly a question in my mind about whether, in fact, there's too much going on with regard to it. But this is what Michael Reed wrote. Oil prices jumped to 73 US a barrel as markets brace for potential supply disruptions. Chalmers on Monday warned there could be consequences of the war between Iran and Israel. Higher oil prices do pose the inflation risk outlook, and they also pose a risk to global growth, he said. The global economy is a pretty dangerous place right now. Australia is well placed and well prepared to deal with all of its uncertainty and volatility, but we won't be immune from it, Chalmers said. And of course, the markets are pricing in a 4 in 5 chance the RBA will cut the cash rate to 3.6% when they next meet on July the 7th and 8th. And JP Morgan has been forecasting that oil prices could surge to US dollars 120 to 130 a barrel as a worst case scenario, especially if they close the Straits of Hormuz.